In the song of St. Francis, it talks about the body as a whole being an instrument of God's peace. So the song goes, O Lord, make of me an instrument of your peace. O Master, not to be served, but to serve. So your body as a whole being a form of instrument or instruments. And this seems to run along the same lines when you read what King Solomon said in Ecclesiastes chapter 12. There are also other little songs that talk about the body as a whole. Maybe you've heard that little kind of Sunday school song, "Oh, be careful little hands what you do. Oh, be careful little tongue what you say. Oh, be careful little ears what you hear. Oh, be careful little thoughts what you think. Oh, be careful little legs where you run. There's a Father up above looking down in tender love. So be careful little eyes what you see." So Ecclesiastes chapter 12, because there's various interpretations of this, but you can only give forward one which you choose to go with, though of course others might differ. And here's King Solomon. He wrote Ecclesiastes and he's pondering life. And now he's pondering the end of a person's life. Way at the end of the life, somewhere around about, the age of man, according to King David, can be 70 years, which is about 70 years, and if by strength, he says, you live longer, then all good and well. So King Solomon writing this, pondering life, pondering the end of a person's life, and going way on into the last days of a person's life, not the last days as in the last days of the end of the world, but the end of a person's life, which to them might even be the end of their life here. So we're going way off into old age. And so he says, his words, not mine, we're in the King James Version of the Bible, Ecclesiastes. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. So you have all of these instruments which should be of God's peace. O Lord, make of me an instrument of your peace. O Master, not to be served, but rather to serve. So what are we doing with the instruments that God has given us? What are we doing with our eyes, our mouth, our ears, our hands, our legs? So remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Now the evil days here are not talking about evil, but the old age, evil days come not. nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So a lot of your avenues of pleasure will of course go with way off into old age and even earlier. Now this is all largely symbolically looking at this. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. You might think that's talking about your eyes, but really, personally, I choose to believe that he's talking about now the sun, the moon, the stars, all of this darkened. Whereas once you'd look forward to a sunny day, you'd go down the beach and run around. Well, not so much fun if you're stood on or sat on the promenade in a wheelchair, just simply looking on and not able to run around the beach no more. The moonlight, give me the moonlight, give me the girl. Well, not so much fun looking at the moonlight and the stars at night when all you're stuck in some old age pension's home looking out the window. Maybe remembering the days when you'd go for a long walk under the stars and so on. Well, the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened. So the darkened here is gloom, nor the clouds return after the rain. Well, you'd have a nice sunny day and a rainy day, and you'd look forward to a sunny day. But for you, the clouds return after the rain. So one thing after another, and more sorrow, largely due to your failing health. So rather than a nice, bright, sunny day after the rain, for you, you're still stuck in your bed, perhaps even. So yeah, pretty gloomy. But this is Solomon pondering life and telling people, look, you have all of these wonderful gifts of God. You have the instruments of God's peace that you can use. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Oh, be careful, little fingers, what you touch. Be careful, little thoughts, what you think. There's a Father up above looking down in tender love. So be careful, little thoughts, what you think. So, well, the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain. So one thing after another, and for you, rather than sunny days, the rain has a way of coming back after the clouds, not a nice sunny day. So verse 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Well, this is the hands. So be careful, little hands, what you do. Whilst you can use your hands to do good, your instruments of God's peace. So be careful, little hands, what you do. So your hands are now trembling and you cannot do so much as you used to do. You can't even hold a cup of tea to bring it to your lips and drink. So while you have these instruments of God's peace, these hands, be careful, little hands, what you do with them. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves. Well, that's the legs. Your legs are now not so strong as they used to be, and you have to rest more, or you're stuck in a wheelchair. Pretty gloomy, but this is what happens in old age. And so be careful, little legs, where you run. So in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. The grinders ceasing because they are few would be the teeth. So you can't now get your teeth into a nice rump steak or sirloin steak, or a nice turkey at Christmas as you used to. And those that look out of the window be darkened, so that's your eyes, you're losing sight. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. There's a Father up above looking down in tender love, so be careful, little eyes, what you see, whilst you still can see. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. Personally, I choose to believe this is the ears. When the sound of the grinding is low, you're losing hearing. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. You don't sleep so well as you used to, and you get up early in the morning. No long, nice lions on a Sunday morning. Because for you, you don't sleep as well as you used to, and you rise with the birds. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Maybe you liked to sing once in operas and so on, or you loved to sing songs or even pop songs, but now the daughters of the music are brought low. Your voice is now becoming more harsh and husky. You can't talk or sing as well as you used to. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high. You can't climb ladders like you used to because you're frightened of heights. And fears shall be in the way. You've seen so much. Maybe you've seen too much life. And you know the harsh realities of the dangers out there, and you don't feel so sure anymore to go out as you used to. And of course, you're not so focused as you used to be. So fear shall be in the way. There's many dangerous roads to cross out there, and you used to ride a bike or drive a car. And now fear is in the way because you're not so sharp as you used to be. And the almond tree shall flourish without going grey. And the grasshopper shall be a bird. And the grasshopper here, personally, I choose to believe is the body. The body is now a burden, whereas once you had a bounce in your walk and you'd hop, skip and jump around town, and your body now is so heavily weighs upon you and is a burden. And the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. So all your avenues of pleasure are now not so many. And so your desire fails. What's the use of desiring something if you can't have it? What's the use of dreaming of going on this lovely hike across Europe if you can't do it? What's the use of desiring something you have? So desire faileth. And desire can naturally fail in your biology. And therefore, as Solomon's saying here, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Well, man goeth to his long home. In this life, it's our short home. It's a short life, really. It's all over in the twinkling of an eye, 80 years and 10 plus more, plus even many more for some, if their strength doesn't fail. So it's a short life here, but when you die, you go to your long home. And desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home. And the mourners go about the streets. Well, there's right at the end of the life when your desire is failing. Your hold on life here is failing. You no longer have such a strong hold on life, because your desire to live and enjoy and run and skip and hop and see and do so many things, wonderful things with your body, with your instrument of God's peace, that it should be, is now failing. All of those things you dreamed of doing, you can no longer do. All of those things you should have done, you can no longer change. And here you are, you're stuck in your body, and the instrument of God's peace is now failing, and desire is failing with it. It's time for you to go. You're loosening your hold on your life here. And so you're kind of saying goodbye to your life here, and finally you let go. And so and the mourners go about the streets, or ever the silver cord be loosed. Well, the silver cord be loosed here. Maybe it's you that had hold on the silver cord. It's now loosened. Maybe it's God that had hold on the silver cord and is loosened. The silver cord being loosened would be suggest that someone or something or someone is letting go here. The silver cord is loosened. And or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken. Your precious life, I choose to believe personally, or the golden bowl be broken, is symbolic of your precious life here. God has given you a precious life here. Your golden bowl, your body, that is fearfully and wonderfully made, that God has given to you. Your golden bowl, what do you put in your golden bowl? Or your precious things you would keep in your golden bowl. So what are you going to put into your golden bowl? What are you going to put into your body? Well, or ever the silver cord be loose, one day the silver cord will be loose and the golden bowl will be broken. If you let hold, if you let go of the silver cord, if you let go of life here, because desire is failing, and then the golden bowl is broken. If God chooses the day of your birth and then the day of your death, then the silver cord will be loosened and the golden bowl will be broken. The instrument of God's peace, the golden bowl. The life here is now over and the golden bowl is broken. You can no longer put anything into that golden bowl because it's now broken. So whatever you put into your life, or whatever you choose to do with your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your tongue, your legs, your hands, then serve God while you still can, because once you reach that age that you can no longer use your arms, your eyes, your ears, your tongue, your legs, your thoughts are all becoming shattered. You're full of fear because you can't go out and you're stuck in. For whatever reasons, your body is now fouling and desire fouleth with it, and the silver cord is being loosed. Or many people say the silver cord is talking about the spirit being attached to the body, and once the silver cord is loosened, then the spirit, in this same sense, would fly away. In that your life is over here, your short stay is over here. Now you're going to your long home. Well, where will your long home be? Is the big question here. And so Solomon goes on, or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken. Your precious life here is now that golden bowl, symbolically looking at this, is now broken. It's over. Or the pitcher be broken at the fountain. But the pitcher here is a jug, be broken at the fountain. You can no longer get water at the fountain because the pitcher, the jug, is now broken. How can you go to a fountain and get water? If the jug is broken, the body is broken, it's over for you here. You cannot change you cannot change the day of your death once the silver cord is loosed and the golden bowl is broken and the pitcher, the jug at the fountain is broken. You can no longer go and get water. We need water. We need the water of life. We need the water to keep our bodies alive. We need to go to the fountain of water for knowledge, whichever way you look at this. The jug here is now broken. It's over for you. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful what fountain of knowledge you drink from and what you put into your mind, into your spirit, into your soul, into your heart. Because one day this will all be over and the jug, the pitcher, will be broken at the fountain. Or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel be broken at the cistern. Well, the cistern here is much like, let's say, a well. If you go to the well to draw water, and the wheel at the well is broken, how can you lower the bucket into the well to draw water? So Solomon is saying it's all over for you here in these verses. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little legs, where you run. Be careful, little tongue, what you say. Be careful, little thoughts, what you think. Serve the Lord while you still can in the days of your youth, he's saying, before the evil days draw near. And so he ends here. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So praise Jesus.